Your band slot's a good one. They're all good. Actually, it's my job now to introduce Nick Lowe, which is a real pleasure, of course. I could talk for a long, long time about his many accomplishments and the wonderful career he's had thus far. But instead, I'd like to say that I've been listening to his music personally for a couple of decades now. Seems odd when I think about it. And it's made my life a little bit better, and that's what music should do. And if you don't know his music, you should. If you already do, which I presume most of you do, then again, you know what an honor it is for me to be able to introduce him. So, I'll leave the stage to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for that introduction. The moment of truth. I'm so sorry. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, morning. So good to see so many of you here so bright and early. I'm rather surprised. That was a great introduction. And, but you know, it sort of fills me with dismay somewhat. Reason being that I've been in the United States for about a week now, going from city to city, you know, doing interviews and then schmoozing my latest CD, Dig My Mood, on the Upstart label. And during the course of this, I've met several folks, real nice people, you know, and there's no malice or anything like that, but they've said, oh, you're going down to Texas to do that talk, aren't you? I said, yes. And they said, oh, it's going to be you're going to love it. I was there 3 years ago and so did it, and oh, he was brilliant. So funny, and he did this clever stuff and everything. And I'm sitting there with my heart dragging, thinking, oh my God, my thing's going to be as dry as dust in comparison. And, you know, it would be all right if the next person I met said that 3 years ago it was great, but they don't. They say, oh, I went down there last year and the guy who did it was fantastic as well. So I'm a bit worried that next year they're going to say, who did the speech last year? Can anyone remember? Anyway, it won't surprise you to hear that I view my presence here today in a very different light. You know, in the music business, there's loads of rumors and unanswered questions and baffling mysteries. You know, and I don't mean the big ones, just like, you know, what really happened to Glenn Miller. I mean the more interesting things than that. More interesting than that, like who buys Cher singles is much more intriguing. Or how does Jimmy Vaughan get his hair to go like that at this point in the 20th century? It's quite an achievement, really. And so I think another one of those can be added to the list this morning, and that is, what is this old English geezer doing standing up here, kicking off an American original like the South by Southwest? I can only put it down to political correctness. Gone mad. Time to get a foreigner. Does anybody know one? No, I am very thrilled to be here. Even though I feel somewhat fraudulent, you know, because let alone amongst the ranks of fantastic musicians and musical people who are going to be coming through town during this week, I can think of, well, frankly, loads of people who are resident in this city alone who are way more qualified than I am to be up here today. But anyway, I'm here and I'm really knocked out about it. But I must admit, when I was first asked to do this, my reaction was somewhat negative, insofar as I just thought I couldn't hack it. You know, I'm not really convention material, really. I never really go to, well, I never get asked, that's, put it bluntly. But I thought to myself, well, you're just going to get up there and make a fool of yourself, you know, which I don't actually don't rule out happening even at this stage. But I thought I'm going to get up there, make a fool of myself, you know, and potentially alienate a large and influential slice of my audience, you know. But then I thought again, I thought, well, wait a minute, no, this is going to be a room full of music business insiders. And of course, you guys get my records for free. So no problem, I can say what I like, you know. I'll come back. But there is my problem, you know, getting back to what I said at the beginning, there's my problem, because I had to ask someone what a keynote speech was. Never actually heard the term before, so I asked somebody, and she said, well, when a firm or a company has a convention, they go to a big hotel usually, and I thought, you know, I said, well, I know that, you know, because I've seen them, I've stayed at them when they've been doing that. They always seem to be in Nebraska though, isn't it? I thought that's where everyone went to have their conventions. But anyway, she said, they elect someone from their number, and it could be somebody from the shop floor, you know, the assembly line, you know, or middle management or the top brass, and they get up there and they've got carte blanche to sound off about their industry, you know, and the competition and everything. And that's really where she almost got it right, you know, except for the last bit, because I'm not about to stand up here today and start sounding off about the music business. Oh no, I'm not, because that's a phase I grew out of many years ago. Oh, happy day that was, because well, there's no real soft way to put it. You know, I have to be blunt, but there comes a time, especially if you've had a career in the music business that starts spanning decades. That I mean more than two. There comes a time when, well, really, you just kind of don't care about it anymore, you know. And I'm sorry if that comes out wrong, but sounding wrong, but it's sort of true, you know. It's not to say that you don't want to do some good work, but you know, the time when I used to get steam coming out of my ears about the music business was back when I thought there was too much Supertramp on the radio. Oh no, you'd hear me wail, not Journey again. This is hopeless rubbish. Get it off, you know. But I think that the new younger generation of musicians and music people have got their own Supertramps and REO Speedwagons to cope with, you know. So they can get all razzled about it. Those days for me have gone, as indeed have Supertramp and REO Speedwagon as well. Every cloud has a silver lining, I suppose. Now they tell me that I can use this occasion to shamelessly promote my latest record by singing some songs from it, which I think is really a fantastic idea. It is only in America could this happen, you know. I think it's, God bless the USA, it's a hell of a country. And in fact, on that note, I would just like to inject a semi-serious point here that I'd like to take this opportunity of acknowledging a great debt of thanks I've got to the United States. You know, I've been coming over here, plying my trade and hawking my wares for the best part of 25 years now. And during that time, whilst I've enjoyed quite a lot of success, I've also, it must be said, you know, some of those wares that I've been hawking sometimes have been less than up to par. But you know, I've always had a fair crack of the whip over here. My records have always been listened to and discussed and judged, and if found wanting, you know, so be it. Onwards and upwards, onto the next one. It's just a courtesy that can't be said to extend to my own homeland, where they, well, I've got to be careful here because they've just decided that they kind of like me again now. This is about my fourth go. So I don't want to undo all my good work, but you know, they operate a kind of 2 strikes and you're out thing over there, where after you've done your initial business, you know, if the next record you do isn't too good, they go, "Whoa, it's all over for him now. It's all over." And then if the next one's a bit dodgy, then that's it. You're off and out. You know. Well, I don't know. There's something to be said for that. Actually, gets rid of a bit of old chaff. You know, clears the decks a bit. So, but really, for the stressed out artist working away at the rock face, you know, a fair hearing is a very nice thing to have. So, as you are, I'm addressing you, the representatives of the US music business, as I know it, at any rate. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. Well, I was going to whitter on about sort of changes I've seen in the United States since I've been coming over here, but it seems like I've been talking for about 3 weeks, so I won't. Unless, does anyone want to ask me anything? I mean, I'm thinking about back at the beginning when I said about baffling mysteries and unanswered questions. You know, one person's baffling mystery is another person's, oh, don't you know that? So, as long as you don't ask me about AAA or college radio format or anything like that, I don't actually know anything about that. You won't learn anything. But does anyone want to ask me something that they've always wondered about? Think about it. I'll play you a tune. I hope you can hear this.
There's a cool wind blowing in the sound of happy people at a party given for the gay and debonair. There's an organ blowing in the breeze for the dancers hid behind the trees. But I ain't never gonna see what's shaking on the hill. That I someday may be joining in is just wishful thinking, 'cause admission's only guaranteed to favored few. There's a waiting list and plenty in a long line leading to the door. So I'll never know for sure what's shaking on the hill. I'm too blue to be played with, and I get heartaches. So they tell me no dice. It isn't allowed in that carefree crowd to be seen with tears in your eyes. So I make out I don't wanna know, but I'm the pretender, kicking cans round while that happy sound keeps cracking on. Though I long so strong to be inside, with the blues is where I do reside. So I'll forever be denied what's shaking on the hill. So strong to be inside, where the blues is where I do reside. So I'll forever be denied what's shaking on the hill. What's shaking on the hill? What's shaking on the hill? What's shaking, what's shaking, what's shaking, what's shaking, shaking on the hill? What's shaking on the hill?
Thank you, that was an old one. Here's one for my new CD.
You inspire me when my eyes begin to glaze. You inspire me in so many ways. When I'm on the ground, you seem to know how to pull the blessings down and spread them all around. You inspire me when my well is almost dry. You inspire me, and in the twinkling of an eye, I'm back on my feet. You're so inspiring to me. The road is long and it winds through the night. But when you're near, you let there be light. You inspire me when my eyes begin to glaze. You inspire me in so many ways. I'm back on my feet. You're so inspiring, I don't have to wish upon a star. That's how inspiring you are.
I'll do you one more.
There's a kind of man that you sometimes meet, worlds passing him by on winged feet. He walks around with his senses numb. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I've become. The kids all know him, 'cause when they play, he comes and shoos them away. He's irritated by everyone. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I've become. The friends he had are so-called now. They all slipped away somehow. He's had the blues much more than some. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I become. He won't go to church, 'cause his faith's all gone. The sweet singing of the choir will only drive him home. As for comfort, he hasn't got a crumb. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I become. He won't go to church, it's too loud for him now. The sweet singing of the choir, nothing but a row. His heart's a prune where it once was a plum. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I become. If you know him, that's the kind of man that I become. As I walk this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity, oh yeah, I ask myself, is all hope gone? Is there only pain, hatred, and misery? Oh yeah, and each time I feel like this inside, there's one thing I wanna know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Ooh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? And as I walk on through troubled times, my spirit gets so downhearted. Sometimes, where are the strong? And who are the trusting? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony now? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? The strong, and who are the trusting? And where is the harmony, sweet harmony now? 'Cause each time I feel it slipping away, it just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? 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 Understanding, brother. Understanding, sister. Understanding. I declare the bars open.
so much to Nick Lowe and the 17 Hippies, and thanks to all of you for coming. Hope you have a great time over this next few days. The A&R panel is up in just a minute, so stay right here.
No, I haven't. Yeah. Where's the where's the good spot nowadays? Oh, Manitas, yeah.